Hi, everyone. I was waiting for
Hi, everyone.
the car outside to.
I was waiting for everyone. The car outside to. I was waiting for everyone. The car outside to. I was waiting for everyone. The car outside to. I was waiting for everyone.
All right, apologies, everyone. I'm hoping that my new microphone is working and that you guys can hear me. I had to turn down the the volume on my TV. That's what was echoing back. But we're going to go ahead and get started because there's a lot of information going on here. I'm not sure if you can tell, but right behind me is my new studio setup. And I'm still trying to work through how all that's going to go down. So I think what I need to do is first, I'm trying to put my microphone on and then lower it this way. Or do I take the stand down? All right, we will figure this out, but I think we're okay. Now, I know I'm looking very shiny. That's on purpose. We are talking about skincare tonight. We are talking about 10-year-olds at Sephora with all this skincare. It is going viral all over TikTok. And I do have some notes that I'm going to get into. We're going to kind of do some deep dive and you guys can get into my research. I can go over all my research and then we're just going to look at some skincare and then also try to pull up some of these TikTok videos about these 10-year-olds at Sephora. But let me go ahead, grab my notes, grab my glasses, and I also see that I need to light my candle. So let's do all those things quickly. Can you guys see me? So I do have a video that I'm working on right now about how I transform my living room into a studio office workspace, and that's going to be coming up soon. And let's see what else. I got my notes over here. I've got my wine. Who's got wine? Because, I'm always hoping Friday nights people are going to be drinking wine with me as we talk about these crazy topics. I do feel like I need to maybe blot a little bit. This is my skincare from this morning, and it's now 6 p.m. Here in Belize. So I did just a little bit of a blotting. I haven't done my night care skincare routine, but I have all my products here, so we're going to go over them. But before we do, we're going to do all the researchy stuff, all the tech stuff, because I did do some research on this. And as a matter of fact, I was doing watching videos about it up until a few minutes ago, and I got so entrenched in the videos that I was like, oh gosh, I have to go live. So I do have some notes here. I'm gonna pull those up first, and then we're gonna go over what I use in my skincare. So glasses on. So you are probably wondering why it is I'm covering this topic. Other than the fact that, okay, wait, stop. Sorry. I have other notes first. Apologies, you guys. I'm still trying to get used to doing all these lives, but I will get better. I will get better over time. This is my 5th live now. So give me some time to get better. I promise I will. So I have my notes here that I did on my Google Docs. So first, we're going to talk about this whole trend, if you don't know about it. So over on TikTok, there is this viral sensation going on with really young children using these adult skincare products, and they're buying them out of Sephora, and they're going into Sephora and like wrecking the place, causing havoc with the employees. They're being demanding of their parents to buy them these really expensive luxury products that are all trending with all the kids that are their age, the young girls that are all their age, I should say. And yeah, I mean, people are just kind of like, what in the world is happening? It's like when I was 10, the last thing I needed was a $65 moisturizer. And I certainly know that my mother was not about that life. There is no way in hell she was going to buy a $65 moisturizer. It's just absolutely crazy. If you guys don't know about it and you are on TikTok, what we're going to do later is just go in and look up Sephora. And as soon as you type in Sephora, it's going to pull up 10-year-olds and you can watch all these crazy videos. People for it, people against it, everyone chiming in about it. That's why it's viral. I can't begin to tell you how many videos just this week of influencers that I've just recently started following. They're all covering this topic. So I figured, if I want to try to get some kind of views and more subs here on my channel, I better start talking about these trending topics. So that's why we're here today. We are going to be talking about it. And let's see what else it says. Oh, yeah, it's not just in the US because, TikTok is global. So now it's kind of become this big sensation globally, and anywhere that there's a Sephora, there seems to be this onslaught of really young kids, and they're buying really expensive luxury skincare products, not makeup, skincare. Okay, so let's make sure I get that right. Now I've got some other notes. It says notes on iPad, so now I'm going to go over and read a couple things here. So you're wondering why it is I'm covering this topic. And like I said, yes, it is a trending topic. I do want to get new subs on my channel. And so, I have to start covering these trending topics. Also, I am a mom. And even though I'm in my 50s, I had my son at 43. He's 11 now. And, we moved out of the States for a lot of different reasons. And now I'm looking at it like, thank goodness I got my son out of this situation, because, these are going to be the girls that he's going to school with, and they're all going to be talking about it. And he's, because I'm into skincare and makeup and beauty and all that, like he's going to be asking me all these questions. Like, I don't want him to know about $65 moisturizer. Okay, I just don't. So, excuse me. And my son is not gay, by the way. He's just really into the things that I'm into. So anyway, I really shouldn't say that. That's a choice for him to make for himself. But as far as I know, okay, TMI, let's move on. So, the fact that my son is 11 years old, I moved him out of the States because of a lot of these concerns that I have about raising a child in the States. Most of them being, like an interracial child, a Black child, and, just all the things that happen in the schools. The US schools, what's happening over there, right? So that was a lot of the reason that I moved my son out of the States. Now, since moving to Belize, unfortunately, we have decided that the educational programs are just not up to what it is that he needs. So we may be moving back to the States next year. And by then he's going to be 12 and 13. And hopefully This will all blow over, but it'll be something else new. So, even though I am in my 50s, I do have a child of that age. So that's one of the reasons I feel like I, can speak on that topic. Also, I used to work for Sephora back in the day. I mean, back in the day when Sephora was pretty much relatively a new company, maybe 5 years old, if that, at that time. So I have worked at Sephora. I know what it's like to work at Sephora. Let's see. Also, a little bit more about me as a person when I grew up. So when I grew up, I mostly moved around a lot because my mom was a single mom, and she always wanted us to have better than she had. So every year or two we would up and move to a more affluent neighborhood. So by the time I got to be 10, 11, 12, middle school, high school, I was living in an area that was very mixed. But the people that I hung out with, the girls that I gravitated to, were mostly white. And not to say that I didn't have a lot of black friends. I had black friends too, but most of my core friends were white girls. So some of them were rich. I had a girlfriend that had a pony when we were growing up, had horses. And then I also had girlfriends that were in my mom's financial bracket. So, I know a little bit about both. And what I can say is at that stage of life, I just experienced it on both sides. You know what I mean? Like, I know what it's like for the rich girls to have money and me not have it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, moving on. Now, when I was 6, I started dance school, and every year we had a recital. And before the recital, we had to have pictures in our costumes and all that. So, of course, at a very early age, I started using makeup. And that was mostly for those occasions specifically, not all the time, but when it was picture time and it was, dance picture time and it was recitals, then yes, my mom would do makeup. So at a very early age, I got interested in costumes, fashion, as well as makeup and skincare. I think I was probably around 8 years old when I started reading books about makeup application and things like that. So, as a young kid, my mom didn't mind that I was experimenting with those things. And I think that, as a young kid, you should be able to play with certain things. And like, if you're a girly girl, be able to, play dress up and, wear your mom's wigs and heels and things like that. We all did that as a kid, all of us, right? So that's how early I started in the whole process of learning about makeup application and skincare. So let's see. Oh, I put on here around the age 9 or 10, I started reading books on how to apply makeup. And it's okay to let kids to explore and things like that. As a matter of fact, I remember when I was a kid, back in those days, they used to have like, um, I can't even remember what it's called now, but like when you could get like 12 records for $1. What was that? Publishing, not publishing, clearinghouse, whatever it was called. I don't remember off the top of my head. This is what happens when you get old. And you used to be able to, order things, like through little postcards and things like that. And I remember one time I ordered a bunch of products from this company and it was all for $1 and it all came to my house. And my mom was like, what in the hell is all this stuff? And I was like, oh, it's just some stuff that I ordered from this company called Cosmetic Q. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's so cute, so cute. And she was like, okay, first of all, it's cosmetique. And if you don't know how to pronounce that, you shouldn't be using this. So that's how that went down. I just thought that was so hilarious. But so, there are certain things that my mom would not allow me to put on my face with good reason. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. last little thing that I have on here, it says, so what I used for skincare in my late teens. Oh, I said until my late teens. So when I was using the makeup for recitals and stuff like that, of course I had to, wash my face, and you should always learn to wash your face, put on sunscreen and all those things at a very young age. But the type of products that I was using were all from the drugstore, like Pond's Cold Cream, Noxzema, Nivea, St. Ives, and we'll talk about St. Ives here in a little bit. So by the time I was in my early 20s, I worked at Sephora and Aveda, which is when I started to learn and experience more high-end products and developed a real skincare routine with, little things that were outside of just cleanser and moisturizer, and sunscreen, right? So when I did work at Sephora and Aveda, the only time, good Lord, woo, okay, I need wine. That's what it is. Let's go. The only time I ever saw young children in Sephora or Aveda, because Aveda is all natural products, and I was the makeup artist at an Aveda salon. They were young kids, but they were with their mom with really horrible acne, asking for recommendations of what they could use in order to clear up their child's acne, because they were getting teased in school and things like that. And so I always said, I recommend you go to a dermatologist, but if you haven't been to a dermatologist, I can recommend something for you that does work. It is effective, but it's also made specifically for acne prone skin. So, and it's not very harsh. I always recommended Dr. Brandt. If you don't know about Dr. Brandt, get on it. It's amazing. So that was what I would recommend. But I always said, I really recommend you go to a dermatologist, because acne is not all one thing. Some kids have cystic acne. Some kids it's hormonal. Some kids it's genetic. Some kid, you don't know the type of acne that you have. So it's best really to have a dermatologist diagnose that and recommend products to you. That's the way I would go with that. But that's actually what I would always say when these, kids came in with their moms asking for acne medication, you know. So then it says that when I was okay, so okay, so when I started working in corporate America in my 30s, and I actually was making some money, then I would buy slightly higher end products, but not everything. You know what I mean? I still use my St. Ives. I still use Pond's Cold Cream. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I gave Pond's Cold Cream up. You know what I'm saying? Like now I use other things, but Pond's Cold Cream works. It's been on the market 1,000 years for a reason. You know what I mean? If it wasn't effective, if it didn't work, then it wouldn't still be on the market. So the fact that these young 10-year-olds are going into Sephora asking for these insanely expensive skincare products and their parents are buying it is just foreign to me. I just, yeah, no. I mean, even when I was making good money, I still was not spending it on every high-end product I could find. I just wasn't. Like, I don't own La Mer. Never have. Never have I ever owned La Mer. Never have I owned any. I mean, even some drugstore stuff I thought was way too obtainable, like some Lancome stuff and some, like some of that higher end stuff. Like I couldn't afford that. You know what I mean? And I didn't need to, because there's other options out there and more budget friendly options out there. But if that's how those parents want to spend their money, what am I gonna do? What can I say? You know what I'm saying? All right. So that's all the notes that I have here. I just wanted to make sure you guys had a little bit of backstory about me and why it is that I'm actually covering this topic. Okay, so Let's go back to our docs. All right, now it says to discuss the age restrictions on social media platforms. Now, that's a really good point. A lot of these kids shouldn't even be on social media in order to see what's trending, to know what products are trending. It's just dangerous. It's just dangerous. So now, according to Think You Know UK, it says the age of your child, as well as their developmental stage and maturity, can affect their ability to have a safe, and positive experience on social media. Minimum age requirements. Most of the popular social media services require users to be at least 13 years of age before they can register, although some sites are created especially for children under 13. But, that's specifically for children. The age requirements are there because of data protection laws. Online services are not allowed to collect or store children's personal information if they are under the age of 13. Data protection laws also say that only children aged 13 and over can sign up to online services without parental permission. And we're going to talk about how they've been getting around that. Following the age restrictions set a good example for your child. Although the age requirement doesn't always mean the site is inappropriate for children to use, it's a good indication, especially for younger children. And then it says, okay, share statistics on the number of underage users. So according to earthweb.com, globally, 4.9 billion individuals are estimated to be utilizing social media. As of 2022, because this was 23 that this was written, 95% of U.S. teens have access to a smartphone. 97% of U.S. teens use the internet at least once a day. 90% of teens worldwide have one or more social media accounts. In 2020, 63% of American parents said that their teenagers utilize social media more frequently than they had before the pandemic. 54% of American teens believe it would be difficult for them to give up using social media. 67% of teenagers claim that using social media has made them feel worse about themselves. 67% of teenagers claim that using social media has made them feel worse about themselves. Had to repeat that. It was worth repeating. 67%. 40% of teenagers using social media have received, and 52% have sent explicit content on such platforms. 40% have received, 52 have sent explicit content. YouTube is a social media platform that is used daily by 77% of teenagers. TikTok is reportedly used at least once by 2/3 of teenagers, while 58% of teens use the platform daily. Instagram is the third most famous social media platform among teenagers, third most, and 62% having used it at least once. 13 to 17-year-old Instagram users make up 8% of its global users, 13 to 17. Teenagers account for only 5.6% of all Facebook users, from 71% in 2014 to 2015. All right. It's the wine that's doing it. Okay. From 71% in 2014 to 2015 to 32% in 2022, teenage use of Facebook in the US has significantly decreased. Okay, so now we're going to explore the issues of parents spending excessively on beauty products for their kids. Oh, I think we discussed that, right? The brands that these kids are using are mostly really high-end brands, like Drunk Elephant, which I don't think has a product under $50. And they're using, let's see, what else did I put on here? Drunk Elephant. They're using a lot of Glow Recipe. That's a big one. And they just have like, insane luxury products. I'm looking for my list. Okay, it didn't transfer over. Anyway, so yeah, Drunk Elephant, Glow Recipe seems to be the ones that most people are talking about. And these are really expensive. Like, I've tried Drunk Elephant. I really wasn't a fan. I'll be honest with you. And I only got a small sample of it. I just wasn't a fan. Glow Recipe, I don't know. I love Glam Glow. That's the line that I stick mostly with. And that's kind of a high-end brand as well. But I'm also not spending $100 and something dollars on moisturizer. I'm just not doing it. There's just no need to do it. With the number of products that are out there, there's just no need to buy something that expensive. It's just crazy. And because all the ingredients are pretty much the same. Like, if you find me some products that have some incredible ingredients in it, then I'm all in. But most of these products have pretty much the same base. You know what I mean? Like, all retinols have pretty much the same base. And then the brands will add, like a few extras here and there, but so unnecessary. So unnecessary. All right, let's see what else we're going to talk about here on my list. So yeah, just being just I guess I should also say that when I was growing up, we just didn't have that kind of money to just go and say, "Hey, mom, can I go spend $600 at Sephora?" She would have looked at me with a side eye. Like, I know that was a joke. You know what I mean? Like, my mother would have had none of that. None of that. And then for me to go into the mall and like beg my mom to buy something, no. No. If we were there and we were at the mall and I needed something specific, we would go to certain places, because I do remember like convincing my mom to go to certain stores. But like, if we did that, we had to put that shit on layaway. That's it. It's like, if you want it, it's gonna take a couple months for mommy to get it. She'll get it, but you couldn't just be sitting there going, "I need it, I need it, I need it right now." No. You were lucky that you were getting something new. Okay? So that's the way it was growing up. And I just can't imagine what these parents are thinking. Actually, I do know what these parents are thinking. That's what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about why it is that these parents are doing this. If you go over on TikTok and also all the research that I was doing, these kids can't create their own account, right? So it's the parents that are setting up these TikTok accounts for these kids to go and create videos showing their skincare routines, like 5 and 6-year-olds showing their skincare routines. Crazy, right? Like, can you imagine going over to TikTok and watching a 6-year-old with like a 14-step skincare routine? I can't. Like, I can't. Like, it's just too crazy, right? So, these parents are creating these accounts, and what they're doing is they're trying to get brands to notice these kids and say, "Oh, it's so cute," and these videos go viral, like in the millions of views and likes and comments and shares. Viral. Watching children, so unsafe, doing their 12-step nightly skincare routine or daytime skincare routine. Insanity. Like, I'm literally blown. I just don't get it. But these parents are out there because they know that if these brands all of a sudden partner, then that's big bank for them, right? And that's why the parents are doing it. That's exactly why these parents are doing it. They are exploiting their children to get brand recognition and brand sponsorship and brand money. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like I'm yeah. Like I even stopped, like I think there was a few times, when I was really kind of into watching a lot of TikTok, like my son was seeing me, and you're laughing at TikTok, my son is curious. He's like, "What are you watching?" So I think I did like a couple of little TikToks with him, tanked in views. Tanked. The view count was horrible. And so I realized I was like, yeah, because adults do not want, at least adults that follow me do not want to watch any videos with kids in it. That's not what they came there for. But these parents are creating a whole sensation around exploiting their children. Good Lord. I was also watching, about the woman that had her son duct taped and he crawled out, and I don't remember what her name was in that whole story that I watched on YouTube. Crazy these family channels on YouTube and how these parents are exploiting their children for money. I'm blown. But if that's what you want to do with your children, maybe that's the way you all have family time. I don't know. I think that the more it's coming out and the more information that's coming out, it's just not safe for your children on the internet. It's just not. They do not have what it takes to be able to fight off like predators and be able to recognize like when things, or like if people are, saying really harsh things to them, like they can't process that. They're going to internalize that and then it's going to become a thing. You know what I mean? Which is also why all these kids are so obsessed with skincare. It's like, am I not pretty enough? All the girls are doing the skincare. Like, I need to be doing the skincare because, I'm not pretty and I need to, it's like, oh, you need to help these children with their self-esteem and their self-respect. Okay. All right. So I think I said a little bit about, brands are just making this a cash grab because it's all going viral on TikTok. So all the brands are jumping on. All the brands are jumping on, going, how can we get our products out to more children? Sick ass bastards, which are, probably mostly run by men, probably a bunch of pedophiles that like watching small children. Let's put the lotion in the basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's let mommy watch the skincare. Like it's just sick. It's just sick. Like, just the thought of it, like little men, like creepy old men watching these young girls putting on skincare. Like, it just freaks me out. It just freaks me out. Ugh. And you know what's happening, and these parents don't care. They don't care. It's like even when it's pointed out to them that this really could be misconstrued, and be aiding pedophiles, like they don't care. They don't care. They just want the money. All right, now let's talk a little bit about parental exploitation. Okay, now this is what all the professionals are saying that the parents are also ignoring. All the professionals are saying that children that age don't need this stuff. Your skin is a really important organ. And what you put on it is being absorbed into your body. And we're going to talk about products over here that I have over here in my routine so that you can see that these are not things that children should be putting on their skin and being absorbed into their body. It's just not. They just don't need it. So it says dermatologists expressed concern that the trend, largely driven by girls seeing products on social media, had left children obsessed with aging. Experts recommend a simple skincare routine at a young age, such as cleaning twice a day and using a light moisturizer, as well as sunscreen if UV rays are high. So some of the risks associated with things like retinols, acids, these toners, and all the products that we're going to talk about over here. It says mild irritation, dryness, and sun sensitivity when you're first introduced to the ingredient into your routine. We're talking about retinol. But if you're experiencing any intense flaking, redness, or burning sensation, it's best to shy away from retinol altogether. If the child has early onset acne or skin concerns, take them to a dermatologist to be diagnosed and prescribed appropriate products. You know what I said earlier? It's exactly what I said. Like, you have to have a dermatologist look at it, because not all acne is the same. It just isn't. And any dermatologist will tell you that. You know, some people don't develop acne until later in life. I actually don't think I got my first pimple. And this is a bit of a brag, I know. But I actually don't think I got my first real pimple until I was in my mid 20s. I was blessed with good skin. Not everybody can say that, but I was blessed with good skin. So I didn't go through that awkward phase of, having a face full of acne and having to deal with that. I know a woman that was a makeup artist. She's an amazing, incredible makeup artist, but she had really bad acne. And, she was in her mid 30s and had it all her life. It wasn't until much later in life she was able to afford certain things in order to help her with that. But that's why she got into makeup, was to be able to cover her acne. But of course she did that later in life. All right. Okay, so the luxury skincare brands. Okay, now we're gonna get into the way these kids are behaving in the Sephora. Hello, insanity. These kids are like trashing the testers. I saw one video where this girl is actually taking a bunch of drunk elephant product. They would like take this tester and squeeze the product out, and then they started mixing other products on top of the container of the drunk elephant, because they call it a cocktail, is what all the girls are doing. And it's like, what in the world are you, what? Like, this is the way these kids are just going in. They're hoarding up all the products, so everything is sold out. Like, you can't find drunk elephant anywhere in Sephora, right? So these kids are just trashing the place. They're being so incredibly rude to the employees. Like, if they don't get their product, like if the company is out of stock of their product, then they're like, I'm sorry, we don't have your product. What? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't have it? I know you got it. I didn't. Like a 10-year-old would have a tantrum. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you guys, you got to go watch some of these videos. They're insane. I was blown. All right. So now I want to talk about the one thing that I put on my thumbnail, which I think is important. So on my thumbnail is, is it a white people problem? And to be honest with you, I haven't seen any of these videos with any Black children behaving this way. I'll say that. I'm not seeing a lot of Black children in Sephora screaming at their mom that they need an $80 or like a $45 lip balm. I'm not seeing it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't scoured all of TikTok. I actually haven't even scoured TikTok looking for it. I just actually, doing my research on YouTube, have seen other YouTubers showing video screenshots of these things on TikTok, from TikTok. Now, eventually I'm going to learn how to do embedded videos here on my live, but That's for when I get way more advanced in my life and my channel's picking up and people are starting to watch it a little bit more. Then I'll start trying to learn how to do that. But right now I'm just trying to get comfortable doing these lives. So, I'm sorry I don't have like all the pretty screenshots and all the stuff that, all the other live videos have, but eventually I'll get there. I'll get there. All right. So that's really what I wanted to say about, is this a white people problem? And, I just don't think that, black mothers are just are just gonna do that. I just don't. Like it, maybe if they are rich like that and their kids are like clamoring for it like that, maybe, but that's not what I have seen on TikTok. And, leave a comment, let me know if I'm wrong. I would love to know whether I'm wrong or not. But that's not what I have seen. And out of the one African American person that I saw, um, covering this thing, she was basically saying the same thing. She was like, I'm kind of thinking that this is white people problem. So that's why I put it on my thumbnail, because like I said, I just have not seen any other black children on TikTok making these types of videos. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to know in the comments. Let me know. But yeah. So it says discuss the global perspective. Okay, so basically that's what we're gonna do as far as all the little researchy stuff that I did on it. I'm gonna try to pull up a couple of videos here on my phone and just hold it up to the camera, so hopefully you guys will be able to see it. But before we do, we're gonna talk a little bit about my skincare. Now, look at my face. 55 years of age. This is my skincare. This is my skin. You know what I mean? Like, I work at it. They say black don't crack, but trust me, it does. I have plenty of wrinkles. You know what I mean? But I've been working on it. Last year when we moved here to Belize, my skincare basically went to hell because, one, I didn't have enough products. Two, I couldn't find all the products. Three, we didn't really have a permanent place to live for like 3 or something months. Then we're just trying to get used to our routine. So my skincare was crap last year. I'm not gonna lie, it was absolute crap. So 2024, I was like, I am back. I'm getting back into my skincare. It has to be done. Because the lines, like when I was taking photos, I was like, oh my God, like my skin is really, really dry and I need to get it back into some kind of condition. Now, like when I did my 7-day skincare challenge, which is on my channel, I did that and then I still fell off. I did that challenge, which took, was over the course. I said it was 7 days, but it was actually over a course of some time. But yeah, I still fell off. But I said 2024, I'm going to be back. Now, the reason why I did not wear makeup on this video was so that you could really see what 55-year-old black skin looks like. Okay. And I've got issues that I address. Okay. So these are some of the products that I use. We're going to start off with cleansers. I found this particular cleanser here in Belize and I'm addicted to it. It's a Korean skincare product. I think you could probably find it online. Yeah, so this is a South Korean skincare product. And so a lot of those products, it doesn't have an ingredients list. You know what I'm saying? So it's just how to use it. And then it says it in Spanish, but there's no ingredient list on it. You know what I mean? But oh my God, this stuff is so amazing. And I actually bought this other one, which is a lemon peel gel This stuff also amazing, but it is another South Korean product. So I don't think it has, it doesn't have the ingredients on it, but it says right on it, it says the sorbet with skin skills, any person without irritation. And I think it says like somewhere on here that this is, right here it says a gentle peeling gel containing triple hyaluronic acid. And like some of those things that your kids are putting on their face has acid, literally acid on the skin. Their skin doesn't need exfoliation at that age. It just doesn't. It's still producing its own cells. We use these products at our age because we're trying to get back to what our skin was like when we were 10. You know what I'm saying? Now, so that's some cleansers. Now, and another thing, these products, I think they cost me like 12, 13 Belize, maybe 16 Belize, $8. $8. You know what I'm saying? I still use St. Ives. Everybody talks about the apricot facial scrub. I love St. Ives. Can't get enough of it. I don't use the apricot like that was back in the day. Like I used to buy it by the tub. Remember, the tubs of the St. Ives apricot scrub? Yeah. When I was in my 20s, I was using that. You know what I'm saying? And here I am in my 50s. I still got my St. Ives game going. Okay? Still. And this one right here. This has coffee in it. Like, are you putting that on your 10-year-old skin? Caffeine? That's what you're doing? Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know. Like, what's this one? This is rose. This is like the rose one. Gentle smoothing, rose water and aloe. However, there's still a list of ingredients this long. Like, look at it. These are all the ingredients. And this is what you're putting on your 10-year-old skin. That doesn't need to be exfoliated. Their cells are regenerating on their own. Another product I use, micellar water. Simple micellar water. Now this would be fine to put on your 10-year-old skin. It's an extra cleanser. They don't need toner. I actually don't even use toner. I used to use the fresh one, the rose one, which I didn't really see a difference. I know a ton of people use it. I actually started using it because Jackie Ina recommends it. And I saw a video of hers not that long ago, and she still uses it. So, for her, she loves it. For me, I just thought it was so expensive. I was like, I just cannot afford to keep replenishing this expensive product every couple of months. I just can't. You know what I mean? So I use simple micellar water. I get it from Target. I actually had these shipped from the US into Belize because they don't have anything as good as my simple. Everybody loves the Garnier. That's not my vibe. I just don't like that product. So I actually have this shipped in from the States. Love this. It says sensitive skin experts, dehydrated dry skin. So that was the other thing that the dermatologists were saying is that if you are going to let your kids play around with skincare, what they should be focused on are things that are hydrating and moisturizing. That's it. But there's a double caveat to that. Because, the more moisturizers you're putting on their skin could be what's helping them to develop acne later in life. You know what I mean? Just stop. A little light moisturizer, that's all they need. A little SPF, that's all they need. Their skin should be glowy like this. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what else I got in my skincare. Like I have this whole container because like this is what sits on my sink as I'm doing my skincare. Like, I usually have my toothpaste in here. Look, here's my Cosmetica Pure Hyaluronic Acid Serum. Love that. Get it at Target. this was just a gift. This is actually is garbage, but I use it anyway. It's the Revolution Makeup Remover Spray. Oh, I forgot to get, hang on guys. I do have one more thing I want to show you. And then we're going to start doing videos, I promise. All right. I just had to pull a couple of things out of the refrigerator. So, oh, I forgot. This is another one. This is the apricot cleansing oil, purifying, which is also by that Korean brand. Awaken is the name of the products over here with the, this is a collagen cleansing foam. Oh, love this product. And this is the lemon gel. These are all by the brand Awaken. I don't think I paid more than, I think that this one was the most expensive. And I think it was $25 Belize. So $12 US, somewhere around there. Now, speaking of Jackie Aina, this is a product that she hates. I know that she hates it. But this is my Mario Badescu, the facial spray. Everyone says it doesn't do anything. And you're right, it doesn't. You know, what I use it for is to add moisture in between layers of moisturizer. It's just something that I use. I don't expect it to hydrate or do anything like that. Another product that I use, this is the Neutrogena Oil-Free Acne Stress Control Triple Action Toner. I'm sorry, I do actually have a toner. And the reason why I forgot about this is I rarely use this product. It is so strong. Like, I think I was trying to use it like every day. And after a week, my skin was so dry and I had never had skin like that. It was so dry that it was literally like just flaking and peeling. So I had to stop using it. And I knew exactly what it was. And this is just Neutrogena. This isn't like Drunk Elephant or whatever that has all those acids in it. But I use this maybe once every 2 months. 2 months, not 2 weeks, once every 2 months, because it's so strong. But I know that it does do a really good cleaning. So I will use it very sparingly though. Let's see what else is in here. I do have like a tea tree oil, just like a cheap tea tree oil. So far, are you seeing anything expensive in here? This I actually found also on Amazon. This is Cliganic rosehip oil. Let's see. I also have. Oh, I found this here in Bum Pond because everybody was talking about the castor oil. I've been trying it, but they say it takes a really long time to see any results. I have these eye patches, which are horrible. These Mizon these snail repair gold eye patches. They're terrible. I'm actually getting ready to order something different from the States. Now, they just don't have a lot of these types of things here in Belize. So I do order a lot of things from the States. A couple of things that I got from Target like a million years ago are like a lot of these little face masks. So I have one for the stomach, one for the butt, which I haven't tried. I just bought them. I haven't even tried them. I have this Glam Glow mask, eye boost mask. I have another Glam Glow face mask. These are all moisturizing face masks. That's what they're used for. These are, usually these are okay. But like not this one. Like this is a vitamin C glow boosting bubble mask. I just don't think that that's the kind of stuff you should be giving to your kids. As far as moisturizers, I do have this fresh. This is a deep hydration sleeping mask. I don't even know what the ingredients are in it. It's actually, this is a really interesting product. It wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be, where it actually has, I always have trouble opening this container, where it actually has a gel and a cream. Kind of cool, huh? So I have that. I actually haven't even started using this, but this is a fresh sugar. This is a sugar lip scrub. But I've been using this one that came in like a little, like a 2-pack thing, but there's so much product in it. So I've just been using it. And until it's gone, then I'll open up my fresh. My eye cream that I use is the Tatcha Silk Peony. There's a reason for that. I used a product one time that dried out the skin around my eyes so horribly. And I tried everything to get it back. And the Tatcha worked for me. So I've been using it ever since. Let's see what else. Oh, I got this in my last Sephora haul, which that video is going to be coming out tomorrow. Because I finally got my products from the Sephora sale all the way here to Belize. So I'm gonna do my Sephora haul should go up tomorrow. And this was one of the little free things that you get in it. This is a Dermalogica. This is a dynamic skin recovery, but it was mostly about the fact that it had sunscreen, and I really do need to get a daily sunscreen. Now, the other things that I use on my 55-year-old skin, I keep saying 55, I'll be 55 next month. But if I had to go with, let's go with these first. So the first thing that I have is The Ordinary. Like, this is the kind of price point that I use. This is my retinol by The Ordinary. I don't need Drunk Elephant. This works amazing. And then I also have the glasses. I also have the this is the peeling solution, AHA and BHA peeling solution. You don't need to be giving that to your kids. Even if it's cheap, it's still, you should not be putting that on your kid's skin. And the other thing is, did you know that this should be refrigerated? Are your kids going to remember to put it in the refrigerator after they use it? Their retinol? No, they shouldn't even be using it anyway. Also, I just bought this recently in my Sephora haul. I've just been using it a little bit. Does it work? I don't know. But I also keep it in my refrigerator, so I just thought I'd pull it out. Now we're going to get into my Glam Glow. Now, if I'm going to spend money on something, it's going to be on things that I know have been effective for me in the past. And Glam Glow has been it for me. Like, I don't have any large containers of my Super Mud. This stuff is the greatest charcoal mud mask in the universe. Like, I absolutely swear by this. I'm actually getting ready to restock on a lot of my Glam Glow products because it's worth it to ship it from Belize, for me anyway. But I got this little gift set maybe a year ago, and so I'm finally out of all of my big containers. So now I'm just using like these little containers from Glam Glow. The Thirsty Mud, though, that is also, like, I swear by this product. I could not live without it, and I do need to get a large one. What else is on here? This is the Flash Mud, which it is basically a brightening treatment. This one is a probiotic. This is the Berry Glow. Oh, this is the orange one. This is the Flash Mud. That's what that looks like. And I just loved it because look at all the little characters on it. You don't get that in the regular ones. And this is an Insta Mud, which is like a 60-second refining treatment. And then I have the Youth Mud. Look at all the little characters. They're so cute. Anyway, so I also got this Kiehl's Powerful Strength Line Reducing Concentrate. This stuff has actually been working really good. And it was one of those free products. I think I'm actually going to buy a full size of this. It's either going to be that or that Insta-Freeze. I think Dr. Brent makes that also. For my lips on a daily basis, this is the Smith's, the Minted Rose Lip Balm. We just used to call this the Rosebud Salve back in the day because that's what it was actually called, the Rosebud Salve. But now they changed the name of it to Smith's Minted Rose Lip Balm or whatever. So that's what I use on my lips every day, but I also have this other little product that I've been using. Absolutely not. Sorry, that was my son getting ready to make a bunch of noise, putting ice in a cup in the middle of my live. But this is the Ride or Die Lip Balm by Elf. Um, and this is in the shade Boss Berry. So I just put a little bit of that on before I went live. Now, let's see. The last couple of things I want to show you is now, these kids are buying all this expensive stuff. This is my steamer. I've been using this a lot lately, which I feel like is really helping to put a lot more moisture in my face. This is a travel steamer. Works just as good as all those expensive ones, right? So that's been in my routine. I also have Dr. Gross came out with a Lip Wear Pro, and it's basically an LED for your lips. This is what it looks like. Because as you can see, I have a lot of those little fine lines all around my mouth, but I'm almost 55. I'm entitled to that. So this is what it looks like. If you've never seen it, it actually looks like little lips. And then it comes with this on the back. So you actually just put it in your mouth and press the little button. It goes for 3 minutes. I love that. And then the last item that I have is my full on, this is my new key. This is my light technology mask. And I will be honest with you, when everyone was first on the whole light masks, like LED masks, I was like, I can't afford that. I just can't. Like, I just cannot imagine spending $200-$300 on something I don't know even works, right? So I got mine during the Amazon sale. That's how I got mine. Those Prime Day sales are kind of amazing. And I actually wasn't even planning on getting that. But when I saw the price, I know what that was. When I saw the price, I was like, okay, now for that price, I will buy it. So that's that's how I ended up getting my LED mask. But like, can you imagine your 6-year-old going into Sephora and going, Mom, I need this $300 LED mask because all the girls are wearing it because it's what's trending and everybody has one and I need it. Or I need this $45 lip balm. Or I need like this Fenty Beauty, this, that. I mean, like I don't even have that level of stuff, and I'm a makeup artist. Like, I've been doing makeup 1,000 years, and like in my kit, I have expensive stuff. But for me, no, I'm not spending that. I'm just not. I just don't think it's necessary, and I do know a lot of people. That's what they use, on a daily basis. I'm not using MAC on a daily basis. I'm just not. That's just too expensive in my orbit for me to use on a daily basis. Like, now I haven't been doing clients in a while, but now that I'm here in Belize, I figured out that might be a really good way for me to make money here because, fashion just isn't a big thing here in Belize. So, when I go to put my kit together again, then yeah, I will order in expensive products to put on clients, but not for me. No. And it's not like I don't think that my skin is worth it, or why wouldn't I do that for myself? I just don't feel it's necessary. To be perfectly honest, I just do not. I'm just putting everything back in my container because it's a mess up here on my desk. Yeah, I just don't feel that that's necessary. All right, you guys have been waiting long enough. Let's check out some of these TikTok videos. Let's see if we can pull up a couple here on my phone for you guys to watch because they are crazy. All right. And literally, when I was like, okay, let me see if I can find some TikTok videos and da, da, da. Like, I literally just typed in Sephora into TikTok and it pulls it up. Here, I'll show you. So I'm going to type in Sephora. Like, I just put in SEP and look, pulled it right up.
Part 2 of Sephora Kid Gone Wild.
Summer Fridays at 25, they have no more. I asked the worker if they have anything similar, and a nice shimmery lip gloss that is clear. And she said yes, something for 22. And I asked her, is it a lip gloss? She said no. Please, I pinky promise I'll pay you back. This will mean a lot to me. No, bro, you're not going to get me. It actually will.
Part 2 of Sephora Kid Gone Wild.
Summer Fridays at 25, they have no more. I asked the worker if they have anything similar, and a nice shimmery lip gloss that is clear. And she said yes, something for 22. And I asked her, is it a lip gloss? She said no. Please, I pinky promise I'll pay you back. This will mean a lot to me. No, bro, you're not going to get me. It actually will.
Part 2 of Sephora Kid Gone Wild.
I just saw a girl on my free page talking about how Sephora has become the new Claire's. There's a bunch of 10-year-olds running around fiending for Drunk Elephant and like looking for rare beauty as if Selena Gomez is in the building. And let me tell you, I have a story for you. These 10-year-olds are crazy. Like literally the most feral. I was a camp counselor. The Sephora kids are different than any type of kids. First of all, whatever did happen to Claire's? Because I catch myself going into Claire's sometimes when I want a pair of cheap earrings or like a random.
10-year-olds are ruining makeup stores. Lately, Sephora employees have been complaining on TikTok that every time they work a shift, the majority of customers are children under the age of 13 that have no manners. They go up to the sample section and quite literally destroy everything and make a huge mess that they don't even bother cleaning up. In fact, some workers are saying that the kids will open up packaged products from a set just to take one or two items, thus resulting in the store losing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of products.
Always when the groups of kids come into the store that we then find all of the empty Summer Fridays boxes.
As a result, some Sephora locations are allegedly removing testers entirely because it's not worth them if the kids are just going to ruin it and not purchase anything. And it's not like they can ban 10-year-olds from coming into their store. Not to mention, people in the comment section were saying things like when they were 10 years old, they were playing with Barbies and watching Rugrats. Meanwhile, nowadays they're putting on a full face of makeup and are wanting to grow up faster and faster.
Everyone's out here talking about these 10-year-old Sephora girls like if you didn't create this problem. And just in case you didn't know about it, basically Sephora is trending, or more specifically the 10-year-old girl situation at Sephora has been trending. And why? Because these snot-nosed little shitheads are going into Sephora, okay, at 10 years old, and they're like opening up all the tester kits, they're ruining the shit that's on the shelves, they're being rude to people when they're being called out on it. Like, the whole thing's a hot mess. Which means if you know anything about me and my content, you know I'm going to talk about this shit. I'm here to tell you because I know this is going to hurt to hear, okay? So just try and bear with me. But if you're a millennial parent, these 10-year-old Sephora girl problems, it's your fault. You're now seeing the direct live results of what happens when iPad kids grow up and are starting to go out into the world. Let's do a little history lesson here for you, okay? The very first iPad to come out came out in 2010, which means these 10-year-old Sephora little monsters who are going through an entire Sephora, ravaging it like it's Tortuga Island in Pirates of the Caribbean, they are the ideal candidate of the people that were growing up doing nothing but sticking their faces inside of iPads. And lo and behold, look what happens. They get out into the public and have absolutely no idea how to function in society, which makes total sense when you consider the fact that as an iPad kid, you're not developing any type of cognitive just benefits to your life. You have no personality that you create for yourself. It's only what you see on an iPad screen, okay? You're not developing any type of social cues, how to behave in public, the types of interactions that you really have with people, not that's facilitated and fake on a screen. Think about how many get ready with me videos these poor girls are sitting there rotting their brains to, right? And then they get out in public with their little friend groups and they're like, oh, look at all the makeup that these influencers are using, but they don't know how to handle themselves. So what are they going to do? They're going to just do their primal fucking human urges purposes of let's just fucking ruin shit. I love the videos where people talk about the reactions of them going up to these 10-year-old Sephora girls and trying to confront them and being like, hey, you can't do that. The fact that they're like lashing back out at the adults or saying the most rude, like horrible shit back to them. And it makes sense when you replace parenting with a fucking computer screen with unmitigated, complete and total access to the World Wide Web. This is the result you're going to get. Nobody's teaching these kids right from wrong, okay? Nobody's giving these kids any spankings anymore. Their entire life, their entire personality is built into these iPads and what they see online. I know what some of you were thinking. Some of you are coming to the defense of these 10-year-old Sephora girls. Well, you don't understand. When you were 10 years old, you didn't always act right. Bitch, please, when I was 10 years old, I used to get something called a preventative ass whooping. Do you know what that is? It was where your parents would grab you, bring you close, and with a dead stare in their eyes, they'd look you right into your soul, and they would say something like, listen, you little shit, we're going to go into the store. I got to go get some stuff. If you act out, if you disrespect anything, if you touch some shit that you're not supposed to touch, and if you mess around, so help me God, I'm going to stone cold stun you into next fucking week. Do you understand me? They give you a little love tap on your ass so you know that it's a little preview sample of what's to come if you fuck.
I just saw a girl on my free page talking about how Sephora has become the new Claire's.
Okay, so are you gonna?
The drunk elephant section in there.
Where's the glow recipe?
It's over there in the.
Hold on.
We stocked the drunk elephant section in there.
Where's the glow recipe?
It's over there in the back right corner.
Can you show me?
Yeah. Sorry guys, I just had to.
Sorry, where is the Rare Beauty blush?
It's right here.
What about Happy? Do you have Happy?
We're all out of Happy. That's a really popular shade.
Why?
It's a popular shade, like a lot of people get it.
What about Encourage?
Have any
What am I supposed to do with my gift cards then? Excuse me. Do you have the bronzing
Just a
drops?
second, I'm just helping her real quick.
Do you have the bronzing drops though?
We're all out of those. We have the Goldie drops right there.
No, but I want the bronzing drops. The
We don't-
bronze ones.
We don't have any more in stock. I'm sorry, you guys.
What? Mom!
This was one of the girls that attacked me. Like, that's a child. I zoomed in so you could see better. Like, that's not right. But yeah, that's what it's like. We're at Sephora right now. Unfortunately, if I get fired for posting that video, bye guys. We stocked the drunk elephant.
I mean, I mean, what? These are crazy. These are crazy. And I don't want to show, I don't want to show the ones with, actually I did show one with the little girl on it, but these are all on TikTok. It's not like y'all can't just find that shit. I don't need to be blurring out faces and all that. If I was actually making a video, I could embed it, then I could do that. But at this particular time, like I can't do that. So you're just gonna have to see their faces. I hate to do that, but okay, maybe I'll just do the sound.
I don't know. I'm gonna go check for you, okay? I actually don't have it in stock. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I saw that one earlier, and it was like this whole setup. Like I don't even want to show that because it just was dumb.
These Sephora kids are out of control.
I think this is. Oh yeah, that's the same little girl.
It's awesome.
Okay.
I didn't know they came with the blushes.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting them.
But you're a boy.
I never understood what y'all was talking about when y'all said 10-year-olds at Sephora until just now. So me at my old age decided to walk into Sephora because new year, new products. Let me try something new. As soon as I walk in, this group of girls are just staring at me. Kikiing, giggling, laughing, but guess who's about to get the last laugh when it becomes your stepdaddy because it's new makeup. I was just shopping around looking out the new viral products on TikTok and I saw a drunk elephant came out with blush drops. Girl, it's the last one. So I pick it up. I'm looking at it. Ooh, do I really want this one? What's the last one? And this little girl comes over with her hot Cheeto ass fingers talking about, are you going to get that? This is the last one. I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting it. Oh, but you're a boy. Huh? My initial reaction is just laugh. But she keeps going. You're a boy. Why are you on Sephora? Why do you need makeup? I looked at her. I said, and girl, you're 10. Only makeup that you need is that Claire's Disney collab. Not no $30, $40 drunk elephant drops, babe. You can't even drink. Time out. I didn't know they came with the blushes.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Where is the trunk elephant? I need the trunk elephant. Where is the trunk elephant? I need the trunk elephant. I've seen this all over TikTok. Ooh. Time to make a smoothie.
Yeah, that's what they call it. They're mixing different products and they call it a smoothie. Yeah.
Actually can't be doing that in here.
Says who?
It says me. I'm actually the manager.
Well, actually, I'm trying to test these out, and you had no testers.
We actually had to take them away because of situations like these.
Do you think I care?
Where's your mother?
Outside right now. It's a skincare smoothie. Did you ever make one?
No.
Well, you should. You want some of mine? Where is the trunk?
Like, that's how.
Stop, Stacey. I told you my mom only gave us $500 each to buy things. I'm not.
All right.
Stop, Stacey. I told you.
Feelings. Are you a Sephora kid? Are you a Sephora 10-year-old?
I'm 11.
Feelings. How do you pronounce this brand?
Okay, so anyway, I think you all get the gist. I think that I'm beating this horse to death. The bottom line is, it's just not worth it, you guys. It's not worth the energy. It's just not worth it. This is how I feel. Okay. It's just not worth it to keep putting money in these brands' pockets at the expense of your children. That's how I feel about it. If your kid wants to be trending and doing like you need to have some conversations with them. Like, I wanted to have all the new this, that, and the other as well. You know what I had to do? Get a job. That's what I had to do. That's what I had to do. I started teaching dance lessons at the age of 9 in order to help my mom pay for our costumes, which were really expensive. So she worked out a system where she discussed with the director of the dance studio, like, we can't afford this. How, what can we do? She was like, how Adrienne is really good. How about if she gives lessons to the small children, like teaching them tap, jazz, ballet, like to the little small kids. And she's like, that sounds great. So I had to get my ass up on Saturdays, sometimes like after school. And I'm not talking about like my mom would drive me. No. I got my ass on the bus at 9 to go to the dance studio to teach lessons in order to help pay for my costumes that I needed for dance recitals. That's what I did. And my mother taught me that at a very early age. If you want it, you need to earn it. I started working at pharmacies, like as soon as I was old enough to like actually get a real legit job, like I started working. You know what I mean? Like I worked through college. And if I wanted something, I had to buy it for myself. Like my mom she would splurge on like school clothes at the beginning of the school year. And anything that we needed for the school year, she bought that shit in August, September, right before the school year. And that's what we got. Anything else we wanted, games, toys, this extra, that extra, like if all my girlfriends had it, I had a choice. Either I could work and earn it out of my own money, or I just didn't have it. And that was the end of it. Like a lot of my richer girlfriends, they all pledged sororities and all that stuff. But me and my girlfriend that, didn't have that, we just couldn't do it. We hung out with those girls. We went to a lot of the parties that they went to, but we could not afford to join a sorority. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, we've been on here over an hour, which was the goal. I am still trying to work out with the algorithm if it wants videos over an hour or videos under an hour for lives. I'm still working it out. I'm still also trying to like get better on my short videos. It's just, this is the year to grow my channel. And I was really happy that I got the email that says I had 8 new subscribers last month. And that's just the projection I'm going in. It's just like, it's going to be a slow organic growth, but I am working towards it. And whatever I need to do to, reach my goal for this year, that's what I'm going to do. So thank you all so much for watching. If you didn't get that whole TikTok thing, I'm telling you, just go. If you don't want to watch all these annoying girls on TikTok, just go to YouTube, because there is actual, adults giving you the information and the skinny of what is actually going on and what's trending out there. It's crazy, you guys. It's absolutely crazy. And I'm all here for it. I'm going to try to do more of these trending things. I was really on the fence on what video I wanted to do. It was either the Sephora situation, the Michaela situation, which, if you guys don't know, again, if you're not on TikTok and you are not, a content creator trying to figure out how to grow your channel and don't need to know about all these really silly things that are trending. But there's a young beauty makeup lifestyle influencer over on TikTok. She has the most followers of anyone on TikTok. 15 million followers on TikTok. She started from the beginning of TikTok and she grew her channel like crazy. And she is still, as far as I know, unless, somebody knocked her out, she has the most views on TikTok. I mean, the most followers on TikTok out of anybody on TikTok. So anyway, this young girl, her name is Michaela. Again, I know, like us 50-year-olds, we're not following all that nonsensical bullshit, but I don't know what just happened there. But so Michaela is an influencer, and she, whatever she says, a lot of people follow it. A lot of people, go out and buy the things that she recommends because she tried it on her channel and recommended it. She's also been embroiled in a lot of different scandals, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so this latest scandal was all about her promising this person that she was going to review their self-tanning product. And it went months and months by, and she just, she's a busy lady. She just did not have time to record the review of his product. And then he went out and spent $10,000 in order to buy enough product so that when she did recommend it, he would have enough product for all the orders that were going to be flooding his way, which was something Michaela had mentioned, that, she is nervous about recommending products, especially for new and indie brands, because, if she recommends it and then they are inundated with orders, then sometimes people don't get their orders, or, the orders come late and that kind of thing. So she's really hesitant on, who it is that she says that she will recommend the product. But she told this guy that she liked the product. She was going to recommend it. She was going to do a video recommending it, and she just didn't get around to it. She had other things going on, but he went on TikTok, and there was a bunch of back and forth videos where he's I lost $10,000 on my business because of Michaela. And it was just all this drama going back and forth. And then Bethany Frankel is chiming in. And I personally feel she did not owe that man anything. And the fact that he went and spent that money, that was his business decision before he had a firm date on when she was going to recommend this product. And not only that, she was doing that shit for free. This is a woman that makes millions probably a year on TikTok. She can either recommend it or not recommend it. And a lot of these brands pay her a lot of money to review and recommend their products. She was doing that for free for him, and he got all up in arms and back and forth on TikTok. And then, all ththese crazy TikTok trends do, it splashed over into YouTube. And so now, I'm embroiled in that whole situation. So I was going to do either that or then the whole Cat Williams thing. I can't with Cat Williams. I'm really confused as to how I feel about what he said. I know him and Kevin Hart have been having beef since I've known about either one of those two comedians. They have always had a rivalry between the two of them. And if you don't know, Search it on YouTube. I'm not going to get into it because there's still a lot of facts coming out about it. Still a lot of people chiming in, and like that. Like, I don't know. Like, go research that on YouTube because people have done their research on that topic. So if you are interested in finding out what Cat Williams said about everybody in Hollywood, like, he was naming names and he was saying he had receipts about some really mischievous, shady stuff that was happening between, like, P. Diddy, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Usher, Chris Brown. Like, it's just, the list goes on and on about the insane things that are all related to P. Diddy. So go Google it. Go Google Cat Williams, and I'm sure it will pull right up. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the Jeffrey Epstein, all the transcript pages coming out. And I've been following that story since it aired on Netflix, and I watched it a million times. And then I watched the Ghislaine story when it came out on Netflix, and I think also, I can't remember if it was Hulu or Prime, because we can't get Hulu here in Belize, but I believe there was a thing on Hulu all about Ghislaine, or actually the whole Epstein case, and it was just insane. And so, like, that's the other big trending thing in news right now. Because I don't actually watch the news. I just find things on on YouTube, and that's how I find out about stuff. Because the news, one, it's not the same here in Belize as it is in the States, but two, like, the news is just so sensationalized. Like, I just can't. Like, I just can't with everything. But yeah, so they released, like, what, 90 pages, 900 and something pages out of the transcripts on Jeffrey Epstein, naming names. A lot of the names you already knew from the Netflix series. Like, you already knew about Prince Andrew, you already knew about Clinton and some other people, but, like, there's more and more of it unfolding, and I'm in. I am hooked. I'm all in it. So, yeah. And the whole reason that I'm doing this, you guys, is because it really is important to me to grow my channel. And, I have been following influencers for years. I actually want to show that in a video one time. I've actually been on YouTube since 2008. I've been watching makeup influencers and beauty influencers since 2008. And it's been a thing. I actually didn't start my channel until 2020, like during the pandemic, because I, like, before, like, editing videos was not as easy as it is now, and that was always my fear of doing YouTube was, just the editing process and what that was all about. And I just didn't have the skills to do that. I was also working in corporate, so I really didn't have the time to do it. But, I really have been over the holiday, and even still, I've been really focused in on how to grow my channel. So I've been watching a lot of different video content. I'm, like, obsessed with Scammer Payback right now. Obsessed with this other girl named Charlotte. Like, I'm gonna do a whole video of who I've been following and why it is that I'm following them and all that stuff. I just realized one of my lights went out. So yeah, I've really been following a lot of new subscribers just because I want to see their content style, and I've sort of been understanding a lot more of what I need to do to create better videos, and also better thumbnails, and getting people to really click on things. And so now that I'm sort of getting a better handle on that, now I'm going to start working on shorts, which has always been kind of my thing that I'm not good at. So that's really where I'm going to go with this channel in 2024. I've got a lot of great stuff that's going to be coming up. I'm really focusing on planning some really good content for Fashion Month. I'm going to be doing a lot more reaction videos as opposed to what I've done in the past. So yeah, make sure that you all are subscribed, hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm going to upload. And that's the other thing, is I've decided that doing 2 videos a week may not be the best thing for me, just until I can really get honed in on how to create better long form videos. Mwah. But that's it, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to end the video here at just about an hour and a half. Again, trying to tickle the algorithm to see what it'll do for me. So thank you all so much for watching. I will, look for my thumbnail next week as to what video I'm going to do live, because I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out, but I'm not sure. It may be like what designers I'm going to be covering for New York Fashion Week and all those things. So we shall see. But I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. And until next time, you better believe it. Bye.